Hey guys, welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is part 19, judging off the fact that last part was part 18, and I think this is going to be my last episode for the day. But I simply couldn't stay away from the mystery. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? Pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew, even though I knew I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. Well, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you. Listen, I'm not. There was a reason. Why did you have to survive?
True.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words,
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Sorry. I just ate and something's caught in my throat until recently and forgotten what it was. You forgot? That's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true you lost your memory? Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as we arrived at the school? First thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted when I woke up. I was
right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation with myself,
It
disconnect.
would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what could make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory? Because I don't think, I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. What? Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them. However, it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind. That's why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. What if why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What? Don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility, but since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
that being said, there's a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition. But I see, your intuition was right, though. Well, though, there's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind. I understand. I should understand everything.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Why did that just happen? Okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just I'm not used to relying on others. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just your personality.
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability, whatever I should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Okay, that was kind of from the start. The ultimate detective? The reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy was someone I had to find. I had to find someone? Well, it was the headmaster. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Ah! That would do it, yeah. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Huh? What it takes to find the headmaster, no matter the cost. Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense. Listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers jumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right? That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map. It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuru's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check, and that's where I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So I went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there. Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor... So what was it like, that part of the school I mean? Sorry to describe, all I can say is... moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean? Can't explain it. You need to see for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important and really ominous.
However,
of course, once I got to the second floor, there were no cameras, which is why I had no idea what was going on. It has to do with Mukukuru Ikusaba, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her, and I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuru Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed? They stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
the mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations. There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuru Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuru may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Mukuru. I could have become the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this, which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
that wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised as a dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuru was also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but that doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right? Right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuru. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean? It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered, huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuru was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in history, the tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair. That despicable group, its only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And there, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. The Dream Island rocket present. That's what the dude killed in, right? Why does the achievement say 5 alive when there's 6 of us, right? The ultimate despair, a group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true ability. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now...
Anyway...
Now we have to get out of this horrible place, figure out the rest of the story, get connected. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of it. Staring at the mastermind, I would never part with it. And I can open...
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. And then you click. Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. It's the vent in the trash room, right? Finally, we were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. It already says deadly life, which means someone's already been murdered. Oh no, there is no daily life. It's just straight into deadly death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up in the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. Good thing Makoto's ahead of Kyoko, because doesn't she wear a skirt? Yeah, she wears a skirt. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been...
So...
ever since I can remember. It came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There's a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Even among the actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So, because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it, because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her, because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up on some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you in.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked even when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know, he had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really? The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said. It was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me since my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family, in order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family did just cut him out like that. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Yeah, that looks like the hatch in the trash room. Looks like this is it. On the other side of the door. Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
That's
back.
right.
Remember that hatch in the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. Hatch open with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. I can't believe how long that ladder was. It sounds good. Can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. It's just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you two, you help me.
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then,
let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However,
if we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out. It's not like we can run away. So you're saying, rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give him a thorn? What do you think is going to happen? Is it because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared? You said something like that before. The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind left their guard down. There was.
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it, and it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. Still a little, but we don't really have a choice, do we? Monokuma should be at the gym. Let's get going.
I should have grabbed the power cable first time around.
Sorry if you heard that. If you guys heard that, I'm not sure if the mic picked that up or not, but someone came in and had to grab something. It was brief, so... Yeah, because the nighttime rule is self-imposed, it's not a regulation.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much, but Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone. It's unfortunate, but that is the rules. Now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Right.
Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
Before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
I'll lose? You explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Well, you set up this latest quest trial yourself, right? It was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me. I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that. And in response to that unexpected development, you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that, you must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd, quote, killed it. Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuru. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and I'm Makoto, and you can prove this, right?
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine to make such bold claims without a shred of evidence? I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type. Makoto really was the killer. He never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts. And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence? It's not you I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right. Despair can never kill hope.
Yeah.
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn her despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
To do Kuro's trial over again, only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial. It's time for one last showdown, one final battle between hope and despair. Well, that would make for a proper climax, would you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me with another word.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
Does that mean you accept?
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? It would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown.
We agreed. We still have a shot at this. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely at the end.
You'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries.
That's right, every last mystery that's flying around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win. But if you can't do all that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. Will you learn the whole truth? What kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial?
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. What?
Hey.
So what?
That is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be suspicious. Everything is based on having a trial for Makuro. Huh? Makuro's trial. Then it's part of the regulations. We would have to be...
It's very polarizing approach. But enough. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Listen.
What? Are you telling the truth? Why do you go quiet all of a sudden?
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't think me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the Mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? They had no choice but to accept. Huh? It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let down their guard. So when was it? I wasn't there to hear myself, but do you remember what the Mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that. What did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. I don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, this kind of thing is extremely difficult, and yet somehow Mastermind was able to do it. But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world. Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. Those stupid regulations didn't exist. Nobody would have killed anyone. So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point? The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope,
That's
right? For those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, is the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous. You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group's only purpose and motivation comes from despair. What? Is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer? I know how angry it must make you. Yeah, that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
because their goal is to broadcast the killing game to the world, the Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves. That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. See, even Kyoko's bringing attention to Junko's trial, or Junko's death. They began a trial, they didn't have a right answer. That didn't have a right answer that made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work. Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. When that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion. To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form. It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge. Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. I was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet, but it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic. Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time, or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win. But before we get in the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone. Is that really possible? Huh? Anyway, right now we have to go find the others. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Yep. Is she inside? think she's here. Come on, we need to keep... Okay, well, if she's not here, dining hall. Right? Because they must be in the dorms. If they're not in their dorms, then they must be in the dining hall. And suddenly we were greeted with... Again. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck? I
However-
wonder what that was all about. Couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Is that...
Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure.
I was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo, shoo. In a flash, my tears dried up. Hey, so what have you guys been doing? While I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And dice, all the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped? Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life. Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world. Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Alright, let's talk to Toko as well. Ugh, stinky, rotten, physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly, super smelly. You smell even worse than me, way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. I don't like that.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What did the mastermind catch you?
True.
It's related to what I have to tell you. Don't tell me, did he turn into a ghost? Does he look transparent to you? It's just superstition. If ghosts we see through, they couldn't lead normal lives. Okay, okay.
Makoto.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah, there's like, after the text finishes, there's like a split second where you can't do a reaction. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words-
I'm going to redo Makuro's trial. What? Seriously? What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling
Wrong.
you. Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However-
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die. You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
However,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Black End, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Black End is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. The mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to. Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. This, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuru, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah, for us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything.
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? Fight with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuru, and all the mysteries... It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everything seems like the most obvious way to solve.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too at first, until Monokuma gave us a hint.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So in
If
other
the mastermind
words,
really is the one who killed Mikuru, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mikuru, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like
in
that.
other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. And the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning, and in Mikuru, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And one of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us? You can't be serious. Oh wait, can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're in ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high school. Can't say it's not possible. So mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But do you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was acting? Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. But maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely possible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Maybe, but still...
You've all probably at this point that so in the name of fair, look wherever you want.
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
fine.
Time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
name
At
of
this
my
point, I can
family.
rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Walden. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream, without the cream. Oh, coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye. That Tuko trudged. And now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself, too.
How come?
How about
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out this mastermind identity. Laughing loudly, Hero left the dining room. By themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know, but until now I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there here, I would have died. Makoto, that's really nice of you to say, but still, I know I've mostly been totally useless, so I figure at least here in the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. And it was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two. Indeed. Am I supposed to talk to her? So you're gonna go off on your own too? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do it doesn't mean we can't still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. That Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. So start by taking another look. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. To find out who killed, and we'll know who the mastermind is. Where should I start? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked until now. It should be open right now. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's start with the second dorm area, because that's the new bit that opened up. Gates open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some ancient ruins. Or, no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. I can't investigate unless I'm in a room. So what do we got? So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms that we can actually enter. This being one of them. Does that mean that in theory I would be able to open the door. Immediately closed it. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom. Just a giant pile of rubble. Bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. Oh, and there's something over here. Or was that just the door? Yeah, that was just the door. Okay. You know, I wonder if that includes the dorms too, although Makoto probably wouldn't let us go in there. So we gotta check all the bathrooms then, right? It's the girls' bathroom. Okay. Okay. Let's still check the boys' bathroom just to be sure. Nope, nothing. Alright. Giraffe locker? What? Ah, it's a locker room, that's why. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for speaking with students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even going to bother trying. Oh, this one's open. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader. It must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. You have to use your e-handbook. What does that mean? Well, let's just give it a try. Oh, look. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. If I can open this locker, not locked. Yeah, so there's... Okay, so that's what we found out. We can't open any of the lockers. So then there's only one other room. Wait, yeah, this is set up just like the other, This is set up just like the other set of dorms, except there's no nameplates. Yeah, there's the doorbells too, I didn't even notice those. This must be the headmaster's office then. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has more.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's present. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret, so I decided to check it out one more time. Oh, regret? Oh, there's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake?
So...
There's a gap here, but not I can feel a breeze.
Indeed.
Breeze is likely an open space. What does that mean? You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know it. You know how to open it?
Indeed.
Very easy, that's I'm sure. It's our program on the PC that I think controls it into the right password.
However...
But I don't have a clue on what that. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. Right, that's not
It's
new.
true.
Look through all this paperwork, all the files, everything we think of. But I think that might have been this password when I think of how much time I wasted on this. This PC.
It would
Whoever
seem...
used this last looks like they were very... The PC still has some... Might be able to get some info.
However...
It's not much though.
In
That we
other
don't already
words...
know. But instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair, and that's all there is. I guess that's the best you could do, is a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see, that's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair has been added to the truth bullets of your section. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume there must be some kind of... For her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out if Kyoko can... No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? Huh? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable after the way she talked about her dad. The idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it just to be sure?
Well...
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of it. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... What? That did it! Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko! Hey, Hey, Kyoko, I may as well not in case was fixed on only one thing. Present? Wrapped and covered with such joy, that's what made it so unusual. Better check out that suspicious present. Oh, that looks like a baby Kyoko! It's a brightly colored box here. Where I look at it, it was suspicious. Should we open it? I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
It is what I think it is. At the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Take a deep breath. It was a box. It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find such a... but could have possibly imagined.
I see.
Just as I thought. What? It's just you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. It's not that I was thinking of the bones. I just had a feeling it would be his body. It's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him? Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. Is that saying, it may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. According to the files the headmaster command, it seems possible even likely that he's somewhere in this school right now.
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 6. The only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak Academy since the killing game began are those 16 students.
Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here at the school. The only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume. Most likely, my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption, anyway. She was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. She never looked at the box for herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak Academy, I had to reveal myself. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present. Oh, this picture. Oh, it's baby Kyoko. So wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
This is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. To cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. Now he's abandoned me again, and this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. My master's desk is probably hiding some kind of clues, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like.
Because...
Are you sure? Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the drawers. I went through each one, finding nothing. In the last drawer. Huh? Is this? It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk. A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Well, but Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Hey.
Makoto? Huh? Can I ask you a favor? Favor? What is it? I know it's completely unreasonable, and I know only... But
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd like to be alone. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I
Just
need
a sec.
to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you were only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory, and this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. The picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry. Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. she really okay, Kyoko? It must have been a complete shock to her. It was a shock to me. Find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. Yeah, but we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is a student. 15 of us met in the mail hall. Add Makuru to the mix and you get 16, including me. Only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Oh, is it really gonna flash through everyone's death? Even Makuru. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive, and there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Okay, let's go back to the locker room and use that emergency e-handbook to open all the lockers. No, not mine. But what about that emergency handbook? Okay, let's give it one more try. Yeah, that's what I said. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we got inside. This looker's totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in their life. Is that a crystal ball? This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Textbooks, dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this is didn't do a lot of studying that. Top, and act as casual and natural as possible. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had. Hakakure. It's heroes. So the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hakakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? Yeah, and he said his personality hadn't set in. Also contained a large number of... Has he been playing dumb this whole time? Which would mean... he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all... He was held back. We were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the... So what is this notebook? Those are the only 3... Wait, there's one other thing. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards, but wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There we go. That's everything there. Then there's another one here. No, those ones are broken. This thing's practically empty. There's just one thing. Let's see, Nate, so I can't say for sure, but there's something written inside. I'm like violating, but I better take a look. Looks like a girl's email, like whoever wrote it must have been really meticulous, huh? Look at the pocketbook. I saw something written in it. Words I'd heard before. To turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. Decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our students' prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, well, it's not an exaggeration to call this a final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. He usually made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. Can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true. I know it wasn't exactly who the pocketbook. Kyoko, it couldn't be anyone else, but this belonged to Kyoko. What was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad, but she lost her memory. Decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned. Just been looking for something. Just spinning. Look at it. The writing here is so messy, disorganized screen. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Is that the only thing? Yeah, that's the only thing. Okay, just double checking. Oh, I see, the less sense it makes because these luggers, I mean, they had belonged to previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Or are they things that they look like? Okay. So, unless... So far, Hiro in the, Hiro, Kyoko. So then... If it's only Hiro and Kyoko, then Hiro was held back, and he might actually be the mastermind, because, like, fortune telling might have told him to do it, and Kyoko lost her memory. But if I find someone else's... If it's no one else's, then, yeah. Then that's where I'll find it. However, if there are more people's, then I'll be like... Okay. So those were it. So yeah, it's just those two, so that's what I'm going with for that. Alright. I thought I'd have to walk over to the stairs. Okay, what else was locked? But I also gotta double check areas that were involved in the murder. So... There wasn't anything on the second floor that was locked. There was nothing on the second floor relating to the case. So what was locked on the third floor? I don't think anything. Yeah, everything that was locked was on the fourth and fifth floors. So let's start with the fourth one. So let's start with the head. Let's start with the Monokuma door. Hey, Hina.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about the Monokuma door. So I figured if all the doors in the school, how much bigger, although I couldn't bring myself. Because it might explode, right? And that really sucks. So you open it. She should, but, like, she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Okay, go ahead. I think we'll be okay, right? Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, wait. No explosion, thankfully. My first impression was, oh, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
What the heck?
I never tried this school even, but this place is like #1 gross. This device looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top, though, like some kind of military installation or something. It kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? The film would probably freak out if he saw it. Monokuma room has a control panel that locks. Looks like some kind of cockpit. And could that mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. Hold on, you can't just... Or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. And it was already jamming away at the control panel.
Huh?
Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. You know, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center? Yeah, good luck. I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of the room, and just like that. Must be the one you push. But the Data Center, that's right, next door. The room we were just in, that's right. Probably go check it out. Yes, please, I'm kind of scared of my mic right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. See what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Roar, give me all your donuts. Is that you, Hina? What? Aw, man, busted. How did you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera setup? You don't even know what you're controlling? Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from here. Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it. Aw, man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. Oh, hey, Makoto, what the heck was that? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma. Monokuma? What? For real? Well, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. Which is why the mastermind couldn't control Monokuma and monitor, because they'd have to go into a separate room. Because mastermind who's controlling Monokuma from this room, and this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words, that's why. Kyoko's theory was right.
But
But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, then that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... It's a very polarizing approach, but enough puns. Mastermind. It's multiple people. So the first one was the 16th student, and then the last one is one of the other people. And the mastermind Monokuma's puppeteer really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? What's wrong, Makuna? Oh, no, it's nothing. Okay. Wait, here, is everything okay? No, it's just, this is why the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? I can't say it isn't possible. But I really hope it's not true. So, Mike, you want to leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah. There's nothing else? What's wrong, Makuna? Let's hurry up. Oh, okay. Let's just do it. I heard a strange sound. What was that? Ah, the door. It just locked on its own. What? And shut out. Great, it's locked. Why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma?
just a second.
Hey, no fear, you can't just go around restricting wherever you feel like. It's for your benefit, because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just upped and stopped moving. In that room, as you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now, being operated by some correct mundo. That doesn't make any sense. We were just in there, we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you, Foo? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious head? God damn it, Hina. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. He's gone, but was he telling the truth, the mastermind? In fact, if you think back to when we got lit, that proves it for sure. Then, well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, so it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. There's one thing I'm good at. It's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You've got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. I took off at a full sprint. Now I have to do what I can do. It's the only way forward. Okay, so that's the music room. So now it's Headmaster. This will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not
Are you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you? When we get out of here, remember this moment. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious. Class number 78. It contains profile for all of us. And Makuro,
So in
apparently
other
class
words-
number 78. Wait, when we found Makuro's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned class number 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. What's 77? Since the rest of our profiles are listed in there
In
along
other
others, there can be no doubt Makuro was a student here at Hope Peak Academy just like the rest of us. Oh, what do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Makuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So in other words,
there was more information. Why do you ask me? It's to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. So I have listening to Byakuya as he skimmed through the report. Makuro reappeared suddenly in the background in entity clothes, close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or something in a group. Whatever it is, Makuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. A bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. I need to pay attention to Makuro's behavior, too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, which she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all, but I've been decide she's a danger, we first take all reasonable measures. Makuru was a part of the ultimate despair. I don't think there could be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Makuru and the Mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Makuru? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Makuru was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Makuru was. What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's
I
fine.
seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl, perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. Further information about the girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. You didn't even list her vitals. Wow, what do you think? What do I think? You asked me like, she's a nice body? Listen, idiot, what I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? What is he trying to say? Chance the body isn't actually Makuru? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to
It's
confirm,
all
right?
clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. One last thing. It's a bit of advice. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not the way she's the one. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. Ooh, what are you saying? That's what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven, right? The advice is free this time. Take it or don't as you will. Thanks. What else is there? Documents. Anything important? Is it just a recap? Trophy's name and his shield. Shelf seems really well made. It's filled with files and thick books. Okay, nothing more here. So now it's time for the bio lab. What could possibly be in the bio lab? Unless, maybe not robots, but clones, maybe? Here I am in the bio lab. It's so cold, it's like I'm normally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? Some kind of weird machine on the left is one on the other side. There's some kind of weird machine or something. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. It's actually a morgue. I should probably take a closer look around. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. To standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of human gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know the automated temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimal settings with our system. Anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think again, it seems clear to me now. It was a makeshift morgue. Biolab secret. About those lights by each slot. Looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, which would mean inside each slot, another one of the victims. Emotions taking control right now. There's only one thing I can do, and that's defeat the Mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. So, this Detective Tarp's here. I've seen a lot of these things I need. So, with the secret of the school, there's a lot of different branching possibilities. It's that they're clones. It could be that it could be that Student Registry 78 was also the same for the tragedy. Like, what if 78 was the same registry last year, and all the students were the same as they are now? It could be clones. It could be that Monokuma's one of the 6. However, the thing is, the person has to be in the control room, right? However, we've seen all 6 people together at the same time during class trials. The only person who's never been there is the 16th. So, there's several different possibilities, and my mind has pointed out a few. Is there anything else? The monitor. Nothing else. Okay. Time to look at the bodies then, I guess. Because it might be different than the... Well, actually, let's look at the tragedy classroom. Right? What happened here was... But the biggest kind of seems like an overstatement. Right. It's covered in blood. I can already stand to look at it. Eye for an eye. No, it's just the... No, well, I looked at that, so... We'll look at the gardens again, and then we'll look at the... Whatchamacallit? The, dojo. Is the body gone? Body's gone. Huh? It's gone. Nkuru's body. It's not here? So the question is the morgue holding the students of the tragedy or the students of this class, or both because they're one and the same? Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I'd better check just to be sure. Why does he always have to be sure about the... There must be... Could it be in the biolab? Of course, it's not the only thing I need to check. There's one other thing that target. This won't stamp. It says biolab? Then this origin came from the biolab. Okay, so then we gotta check the dojo one last time. And then we'll check the biolab once again. Yep, that's kind of what I figured. Also, they said I was almost halfway, but I feel like that was a wild mistake. Otokos, this is where you were. What do you want? Am I so disgusting? Want me to say? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd find a clue. Oh, we haven't. I didn't find anything. Not one single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have to have something, right? There wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back. Give back my precious design.
What's your
Tell
problem?
me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Okay. Oh?
This is everyone working? Well then, since you're...
To the gym. Alright. Oh, hey, whoa, Makoto. Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. Alright, Monaco, you need to find out. I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. Who do you talk to? What do you say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hero, wait. There's no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hero? It's like he's trying to avoid me. I was trying to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? I think so. Oh, and he's gonna pop up again. Yep, there he is. Monokuma.
Hello, welcome. Hello, are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
Envelope? This must be the envelope.
And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside.
What?
Don't worry, just get on with it.
Some cryptic words to make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope. Sorry guys, I got a little bit hungry and I brought a snack along. And opened it. What I found was a single photograph. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. I was right! I was right! Yes! So it is everyone. So these have to be either clones or robots. It's everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right. When Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room when we looked at the file, Kakuru Ikusaba? This girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukakuru here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. Wait. Wait. Makoto's not in the picture. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture is all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope Speak Academy. But what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. Not everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean, could it be everyone else? Just me? Everyone here except me is...
Hamlet,
What are you gonna do?
you're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know, so I mean, get out.
But...
I told you I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field.
I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Group photo has been adding to the truth bullets. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Would everyone be in the dining hall then, now that we've investigated everywhere? We did talk to everyone but Hiro. So would I have been right in that all those lockers were everyone's, was everyone else's? Yeah, Hina is. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Makoto? Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina? Why? Why won't you talk to me? Okay. Someone in the bathhouse? That was odd. Oh, no one there. Hiro ran off. They would be investigating the other rooms, right? And if not, I'll check everywhere else. So Hiro and Hina have ran off. That leaves Byakuya, Toko, and Kyoko. Kyoko has amnesia, so she's probably... So I wouldn't get much of an answer from her. No one's in here. Okay. Then let's check upstairs, and then we'll check the second dorms. Let's check the biolab first, then we'll check the tragedy classroom. I decided to visit the biolab one more time, and the first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Huh? Toko? Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she?
Yeah.
What?
It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep. I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited. Oh, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so, I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Barossa? Well, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo bazinga. We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned, because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. All I want to know right now is where's my little darling. Tell me now or I'll stay there. I don't know, I'm sure. Himself? You assume so? I knew it, I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta go. I can't even imagine how lucky this is. Toko shut off her eerie laugh. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things. Why did Toko faint? The fridge, it's open. I'm sure they were all shut. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay? I'm sorry if I made you worried. No, you don't have to apologize. Listen about this room. Oh yeah, it's some more. Yeah!
I knew.
Suspected as much. Kyoko must have looked into the first thing what was in there. Well, there you have it. You knew she fainted? I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear. I imagine she came here to investigate. When she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it open. Yeah, good idea. Give me a hand with this. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong? Maybe we should wait a second. What? How come? Because Kuro's corpse? Kuro's body is inside. So like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The Mastermind did it because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess. Maybe you're right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body.
Makoto.
Okay, so what should I do? Why don't you just wait over there? There? So do I just talk to her? After all, she's in it too. But I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement. You mean the one about a hint or something? I've never opened the other. Oh, I have. The reason to give us a hint at this might be to confuse us. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints me. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the Mastermind? No, she's got amnesia. Dumbass. Then am I just supposed to look at everything? You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this. Yeah. The stump, it had a stamp that said Biolab, and that's the tarp that was used to help. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Left side. These ones are. It seems the blue light comes on when the slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around the number of lights that are including the rows. There's 9 in all. 9 lights? 9 bodies, right? Okay, go on to. Alrighty, jeez, that was fast. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
Pay careful attention. Seems highly likely the stomach wound and blow were reflected after death. Really? Brain tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm probably confident. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury. Stabbed. Had also been struck. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least only the option is those other wounds with the files that they were old. Where does it say they're old?
Because
It says they were inflicted at least. I guess I don't see the difference. Well, the difference is immense considering the impression I get. You seem to be equating several days old with simply old. That doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it means it sounds like they've been there forever, like they're not related to murder. We all got the right after she was killed, right? So the wounds were at least 3 days old. She was killed in the tragedy. What if Mikuru herself wasn't killed with it? What?
at the very
Certainly, you
least.
can allow it as one of the many possibilities. One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they
In
can.
other words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. Hey, that's what I was doing! I was like, okay, so are they all robots? Are they all clones? Were they all in class last time? Or are they all... Beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Are they all alive somewhere else?
hey,
So if there's anything else you'd like to know... There was one thing, earlier when I was looking, it listed her height and weight. Remember all that? You're indeed consistent with the rest. So then, don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo.
indeed. And?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Sad. Did you forget she was our enemy once, a part of the ultimate despair? But she still got killed. She's still a victim. You ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Oh yeah, but still, you really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So
I
then,
think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations. Yes. Oh, hold on. So one more thing to do. Don't do it now. Hey, Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I should ask. Go ahead then, now with it. Have you really not seen your dad?
what?
What?
So,
What do you mean? You know, all those lockers?
Indeed.
I do, yes. To get into it, you need the handbook or whatever. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency
I
handbook.
see. And
So, did you find anything worthwhile? I found a pocketbook. I think it must be your pocketbook.
why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because-
Like I said, the locker's owner should be only... I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said, but there's something written inside. It was about the headmaster.
What? That's
I mean, that video is real too? Video?
Makoto.
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture, although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Oh, let me give you the... That
So,
won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker.
Makoto.
If you watch this, it all makes sense. DVD, and it says urgent
So-
interviews. You found it in that old room.
anyway,
I didn't have time. I think you'll realize.
Makoto.
You have a second listening ramble.
In
ramble.
other words-
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything. You're talking about your dad, right? I'll never find the answers to questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. All because of the mastermind.
However-
If there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. There's just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination, the determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why does it bother me so much to know he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She left out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah,
Hey.
you're right. Keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst, what do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
then-
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I can't go myself. Do I really have to walk all that way? Alright, whatever. Well, I suppose this video will see if my tinfoil hats were true or if they were false. It's time for the moment of truth. Also, I like how the game said we were halfway at Sakura's, but there's only 2 other trials after that, right? There was Mioko's first one, and then there's this one. That was always bugging me. I was like, how can there be that many more trials? Even if there's only one other person, how can there be that many more trials? If there's only now, even if there's only this many people now. Because that was chapter 4, which would mean there would be 4 other trials. And there were, after Sakura's death, there were technically 6 people if Mikuru's wasn't a thing. So, I mean 6 people, which means 4. Potentially, if people killed multiple, I was just curious how that would work. Should be able to wait. Hold on, I gotta take a look. The said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. Must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. Then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? It's a bit of a surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in almost that many
Okay
visions.
then, are you ready to begin?
I said it was was the man. It was the voice of the
I
middle-aged
do
man.
apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow. I never really got the hang of...
It seemed like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's dim
So
face.
this video is... It's not that I don't trust you guys. Now then, there is a chance that you may have... Can you accept it?
Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in this school? What?
Thank you. Well, I can promise you that as the headmaster of...
This only did. wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? I start back to the screen. If I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. And possibly, undeniably, me.
Makoto, before we begin...
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation, but I, the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. Wait. Makoto entering the school was 1 year ago, Makoto. When everyone blacked out and woke up, they all assumed that they had just gotten there. But what if the whole year had happened before then? Oh my god! Is my tinfoil head working? That explains it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down and talking like this.
Shall we get straight to the point?
Okay, sorry guys. I'm really sorry, but I gotta pause the episode just so I can talk about this with some friends. I'll be right back in a sec. Okay, sorry guys. So,
Makoto, there's a chick and you...
Yes.
this can't be real. I
I'm
said
sorry
yes?
I'm putting you...
Well, I mean...
But I promise that as long as you're in as the headmaster of...
Scan the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene and again with the others. Yakyu. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in the school forever, and then... Kyoko, her interview with him had been recorded just clearly. When I asked her this question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school, just as Kyoko's. The monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Whoopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service. What? It just happened to break just now? Now then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anytime, anywhere. That's what failure is, right? My ass, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watch just to be more of the same, he'd ask them the question, they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I remembered something.
That's right.
When I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling.
It would
Thinking
seem...
back, that I couldn't remember why, and I couldn't remember.
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? Convenient outcome. Something that seems so to obviously work in favor of them. Does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or...
For anything that has a start, and if the end comes, then there is no night. Although that dawn is there is no storm. Of course, then that leaves. But as I said, which is why I'm sure it will. Anyway, the beginning of everyone gather once.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. Last time hope and despair on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. Okay. I have to end the episode here. So many questions. We'll have to wait till next time to find out if Tinfoil Harry has prevailed. I'll see you all next time.